Have you ever wondered what the world will be like in the future? With mankind developing new technology faster than ever before, it's likely our world will be completely different in the next 20 or 30 years than what it is now. In today's video, we're going to take a deeper look into some of the new and exciting technology that is expected to be released in the next few decades and maybe get a glimpse into what our world could look like in the year 2050. From things in the air to new things for our bodies. Join me as we explore 2050. What would be the future technology we are in the year 2020? And if we're being honest with ourselves, technology is incredibly advanced, and we're making strides that can push things even farther. We have cars that are much safer than they've been in the past decade, and we're even making fully electric cars that can help save the planet. There are even plans for self-driving cars and even self-driving Ubers that make the future of transportation very exciting. And that's just one technology that we're growing at a fast rate. What about all the others that are out there? What will technology be as we get closer and closer to 2050? Let's start with one that well and truly can happen very soon. Drones. Wait a minute. Drones are already here. And yes, they are. But more times than not, the drones you are seeing are small, piloted by people or just trying to have some fun, or the ones that are used by the military right now for strikes and surveillance. All very fun. But in the future, drones could be an integral part of our daily lives. You've likely seen shows and people talk about how in a few years, drones could be the new delivery services, anything from pizza to Amazon packages and more. And honestly, that's very probable. Drones right now can be incredibly sophisticated, and some TV shows actually use them for sweeping and aerial shots as they film it. Very cool. But to do deliveries, they have to be a little bit more programmed, as human error, no doubt, would be a very big buzzkill. Not that it's impossible right now. It's more of a question of numbers, logistics, costs, and making sure that the deliveries themselves are done in a methodical and careful manner. After all, it's bad enough when delivery people don't care enough about our packages and they just throw them onto the porch and potentially break stuff. The last thing we need is that to happen with drones, but by 2050 may not only have drones delivering our packages, we might be looking up at the sky hacking drones flying all over with incredible speed and accuracy, and they potentially could be all run by AI. The potential is there, and by that point, various upgrades to drones and their programming will no doubt make them all the more efficient, durable and quick. And potentially they could go beyond basic deliveries for people and do emergency work. Imagine a drone taking a vital piece of medical material to a hospital to ensure it doesn't get stuck in traffic, or helping watch over an important convoy to let people know on the ground. If there's trouble, there are many ways that drones could affect our world. The only question is, will we let them by 2050? Robots will have a mind of their own. Historically, robots have changed the operation of different industries on a huge scale. With the current global pandemic, the demand for robotic has largely increased due to the prevention of human interaction. Experts say that it is feasible for robots and machines to gain consciousness like humans with the power of machine learning and artificial intelligence. If you are satisfied with Alexa or Siri as assistants that respond to whatever question or command you may have, there really wouldn't be a difference with you having a human-like robot that has a mind of its own by your side. In 2016, Sophia, one of the most advanced humanoid robots ever created, rocketed for stardom. Sapphire is a social robot created by the former Disney Imaginer David Hansen, and she was built to mimic social behaviors and inspire feelings of love and compassion in humans. Sophia is made from a flexible rubber skin that makes her look more human and convey human-like expressions. She is definitely still a work in progress, as she uses artificial intelligence to formulate her responses from pre-written speeches. No robots have yet achieved artificial general intelligence that would make them versatile and human life smart. But we can expect a future where we live in a world with right now, one of the biggest ways to get around the countries we live in. Our trains. Trains move people and all sorts of cargo around in an efficient and reliable manner, which is why they've been in use for hundreds of years. While trains are efficient and reliable, they aren't exactly fast, especially when it comes to passenger and freight trains. They can take a long time to get to their destination, and at times it's more logical to take other modes of transportation, which is why companies are making special kinds of trains that can go much faster. You know, that the magnetic trains of Japan, no doubt. like the Virgin's Hyperloop, are trying to push things even farther. Passengers or cargo are loaded into the Hyperloop vehicle and accelerate gradually via electric propulsion through a low pressure to the vehicle, floats above the track using magnetic levitation and glides at airline speeds for long distances due to ultra-low aerodynamic drag. Science fiction. In fact, the first vehicle of the Hyperloop has already been tested and proven, and some larger tests are being scheduled for the next few years. And if this works, traveling across the country will be much faster. How much faster? The Hyperloop aims to send people shooting across the tubes that they make at a rate of about 600 miles per hour. Which means if they were able to do this across the entire United States from east to west, or vice versa, you could travel across the whole country in about 5 hours, give or take, considering it would take much longer for a regular train ride or car ride. That's a big improvement. And they're planning to do this with not just people but cargo. Imagine being able to ship something in the morning on the west coast to the east coast and know it will get there before the day ends. That is quite impressive. Plus, the tubes would be built underground as to not disturb wildlife, and they will go and make it in a way where there are no carbon emissions. So they're fast, they're reliable, and they won't harm the planet. Seems like a win all around. Of course, you do have to wonder what it would be like to be on a 600-mile-per-hour train thing. But hey, we'll just find out soon. And by 2050, this could be one of the main modes of transportation around the world. Nanobots will plug our brains by 2050. We might have nanobots that can extract data from our brain. By this time, nanobots will also be able to place the knowledge from our brains directly into cloud storage, giving them a virtual reality of complete immersion within our nervous system. With nanobots extending our brain to the storage base cloud, we will be able to extract the memories of our loved ones and even create a virtual version of them. In the future, our brains will be able to perform just like smartphones because we will be able to expand our nanocortex to the cloud. This advancement in neuroscience would help in memory problems, validation of evidence, and so on. With the idea of nanobots plugging into our brains, reincarnation through AI is also an idea that is set for the future. Augmenting nanobots with a DNA sampling of a deceased loved one will make this idea a possibility. When you think about the decade we're in right now, the 2020, it's the biggest goal of the world by far is to get to Mars and possibly beyond it. But it's not just about landing there, though that will be a crowning achievement for humanity in the decade and in recent times. More importantly than just landing there, though, is the ability to start setting up the first human colony on another planet. We've been to the moon many times, but we haven't tried to live there for various reasons. Mars seems to be the place where many feel we can go in order to live amongst the stars. And many speculate that by 2030 at the latest, barring setbacks, accidents and other things, obviously, we could not only be colonizing Mars, but having regular shuttles go there so that people can see the red planet for themselves. We will see first people going off to Mars and then robots will do some basic stuff, like making basic materials on Mars. Pearson said, "We're going to have to do that because only so much can be brought into space." Of course, there are numerous things that need to be worked out before such a thing could happen, but we have taught men on this, including Elon Musk and the SpaceX program, Jeff Bezos, via his Blue Origin company and more. Each of them and NASA, among others, are working on not just getting us back into space. Yes, by getting us there via cheaper, smaller and reusable spacecraft, something that honestly has been a setback for the space program over the last 20 years. But if we are able to do it, if we are able to get to Mars, get there faster and be able to colonize it, then by 2050, who knows where we will be. Augmented virtual reality. With the reduction of human physical interaction to prevent the spread of coronavirus, most education systems and workforces were forced to adapt to virtual style. The current pandemic has shown us how technology helps us in maintaining and facilitating communication for our work, business, school, and even our personal loved ones. We've seen the rise of VR and gaming applications and mapping software, and in the next couple of years it is expected to see many more advancements with artificial intelligences to build and connect people at a human level. Virtual and augmented reality will be the next big thing to make people feel closer even when they are physically apart. There will be a better system with maps using VR to present a more realistic surrounding in order to boost user experience. See seamless IoT in home and business. Have you heard about IoT or the Internet of Things? If not, imagine a world where everything in our physical world is seamlessly and securely connected. The spread of IoT has a huge impact in our daily life, and its spread is expected to continue in the next decades to come. It is predicted that by 2050 there will be 24 billion interconnected devices, which means everything around it. The street lights, fitness trackers, cars, elevators will all be connected. These IoT-enabled devices contain sensors that constantly collect and react to data. With IoT progressively becoming an important aspect of our life, we expect to see more smart cities, smart homes, smart industries, and energy-saving lifestyle in the next decades to come. Bioprinting. Aside from the industrial aspect, health and medicine will also face drastic advancements in the year 2053. 3D printing is increasingly permitting the direct digital manufacture of a wide variety of plastics and metal items. This has triggered a manufacturing revolution and has also triggered the development of bioprinting. Bioprinting is a process of creating cellular structures using 3D printing techniques where cell functions remain even after the printing process. This idea had been developed when a professor realized that the droplets of ink in a standard inkjet printer are about the same size as human cells. In 2010, the first blood vessels to be bioprinted using cells that were cultured from a single person were successfully created. Other researchers are experimenting on the possibilities of bioprinting an organ and regenerating scaffolds and bones. Such developments could therefore spark a medical revolution that will further develop techniques that will enable cells to be printed directly into the human body. The potential to use bioprinters to repair wounds and regenerate parts of our body is just mind-blowing. In the next decades, it may be possible to regenerate not just a cell or a blood vessel, but also an injured organ directly inside of our body. We are living toward a world where things are going digital and where there are constant changes. The year 2050 seems to be a long way off, but we are succeeding in predicting the future and its technological advancement. We look forward to a world where technology will make our lives easier than ever before. Wearable technologies. At present, technology has turned many gadgets into something that we can wear. Take music, for example. Before you could only play music through your MP3 players and speakers. Now you can play music through things like your smartwatches and tablets. Smartwatches can even do things like monitor your heart rate and send messages in the year 2050. There will be more advancements in wearable technology, like a wearable coronary heart monitoring t-shirt, where it calculates heart pulses and synchronizes them to the cloud over the internet. This will further help the monitoring of patients with heart conditions to calculate data and distinguish sporadic pulses that can help provide chargers have become more efficient in today's time. From wireless chargers to all-in-one magnetic chargers, charging has also become technologically advanced. Apple just released their latest version of iPhone 12, where chargers are not included in the box and should be bought separately to reduce waste. But in the future we can truly realize the reduction of our waste with Wi-Fi chargers. Forget about the wireless chargers and the battery packs. You won't be needing them in the future. A team from the University of Washington has developed a power-over Wi-Fi system where you can recharge batteries through the air from up to 28 feet away. The developers are currently working on improving the system and are researching whether it fits better for commercial or industrial use.